I will just mention the last one, which is the scholarship. Sir, in the last few weeks, we've gotten letters, mails, I have them. I can supply this committee of students, of scholars abroad, who kept crying that their dues are not paid. They are being locked out of school. And one of them challenged me on Twitter and said I'm making noise about others. I should please look into their own. It's still there, it's there. I can screenshot and bring. So we went into work and we discovered that rather than paying students or scholars who are abroad, the NDDC team were busy paying themselves money meant for students. At least I saw payment made to officials. I mentioned two on air. I mentioned Dr. Cairo, and I mentioned Professor Ponde, DMD. I quoted the account details that they paid that money into. I quoted the day. That was, I think it is here too. But here. I want to make a very special appeal, sir, that beyond all of my agitation, I think my constituency comes first. The scholars, please, sir, if there can be anything, or if anything can be done as fast as possible, even if we need to just bend some things, I'm appealing to us, sir. A lot of them needs to be attended to. In fact, my define the odds to come, that serves as about the first purpose. Between the last, or in the last 3 days, I must have gotten over 40 mails, names sent, videos. I'm appealing on their behalf for us to please do something for them, sir, irrespective of what we can do within the shortest possible time.
Appeal to the committee to allow me present or submit this to the secretariat of the committee. Mr. Chairman, sir, I want to also say that whereas we were busy making sure we are able to analyze facts and figures concerning the activities of the Ponde-led IMC, we discovered that there is plenty of deceit. And for want of time,
sorry, can you just go straight to this point?
that is exactly what I said. I said for want of time, the publication here is a Vanguard publication on Wednesday, June 17, 2020. The NDRA complained to Nigerians about the approval that the Minister of the Niger Delta went to seek from the FEC and President Muhammadu Buhari. And the FEC approved that the NDDC purchases or procures 62 operational vehicles for the sum of 1.599 billion naira at the detriment of the ordinary and suffering peoples of the Niger Delta. This has no bearing at all whatsoever on the development of the region. I also seek to tender this in evidence. Mr. Chairman, sir, this is another publication still in the Vanguard, dated Friday, June 19, 2020, when we uncovered the plot by Professor Ponde and his team to deceive Nigerians by packing into an uncompleted headquarters in order to justify the 100% payment which has been made to the contractor, Rodman. And we are wondering if we're in a country of sane minds. Mr. Chairman and members of this honorable committee, I am ashamed to be called the Niger Delta because our corruption perception index dips by the day. Very soon, Transparency International will release another report on corruption in Nigeria. And I bet you it will be worse than the 164 ranking that we currently have. Mr. Chairman, the NDRA complained, page 12 of the Vanguard newspaper of the 19th of June, where we told Nigerians that the NDDC has packed into an uncompleted building a 16-floor headquarters. How can can you claim? How can any sane mind believe you when you say it has reached 95% completion? This is the claim by the Minister of Niger Delta and the unofficial spokesperson of the NDDC, who has hijacked the role of the Director of Corporate Communications of the NDDC, Dr. Kairo Ojubo, a medical doctor who ordinarily, by the Establishment Act 2000 of the NDDC, has no right to serve as acting executive director of projects. If this country were to be a nation of laws, how can a medical doctor be asked to do an engineering job? Can you send an engineer into the lab or the hospital or to the theater? Can you send an engineer to the theater? Can you send an engineer into the theater? And that is why we see today that rather than sit down here to defend the very humongous allegations against the IMC, they decided to choose the escapist route. Mr. Chairman, let me tender this and say to you and members of this honorable committee that all the issues that we canvassed in our memoranda have been adequately given flesh to. I sat down here yesterday, I listened to BPP, I listened to the Auditor General and the Accountant General. There is no doubt in my mind that we are in a very sorry situation. And I pity for generations unborn. I am only speaking because of my children who are still growing. I have 3 kids, and I wonder if our own generation, everything about this generation has been stolen. Imagine the kind of allegations that people have leveled against people who are supposed to be serving their own people. But they choose to play politics with the lives of people of the Niger Delta. They have chosen to kill all of us with corruption. And I wonder what Mr. President is doing. Because he told us that if we do not stop corruption, if we do not kill corruption, corruption will kill us.
Thank you.
But he is there. I don't know why he is waiting to sack the Minister of the Niger Delta, who is busy, who has turned himself to the Minister of the NDDC instead of Minister of the Niger Delta.
Can you off your mic, please?